Dear Frans, the list of EU ecological targets for 2020 includes 10% of energy in the transport sector to derive from renewable sources. However, for many member states, this requirement represents a considerable challenge. Fortunately, a further rise towards the 10% EU-wide target for this year has stalled due to some environmental concerns. At the moment, the only realistic source of renewable energy in the transport sector is biofuel, very often imported, which is blended into fossil fuels such as petrol and diesel. But the world's ever-growing population, the production of biomass for energy purposes will increasingly compete with food production on the arable land. Furthermore, the greenhouse gas emission balance is not always that positive when sourcing biofuel from first-generation production. For many, the only way forward for the transport sector is second-generation biofuel production based on agriculture byproduct and bio-waste products. This apparently is the best way to cut emissions compared with the performance of fossil fuels. In addition, there is still a widespread belief in the market that an increasing quantity of biofuels will be needed in the future to fight climate change, at least in those segments of the transport sector that are difficult to decarbonize. But sources of a second-generation biofuel are by nature rather limited. There is, however, an increasingly attractive alternative, allowing us to solve two huge problems at the same time. New generation of fuel from trash, representing a very different renewable source. Fuel made from waste plastic, old vehicle tires, and used oil, which can be produced on a commercial scale. What's even more important, this renewable trash fuel can perform identically or even better to petroleum-based fuel. And now we are getting to the heart of the whole matter. So far, trash fuel has not been officially recognized as a renewable type of fuel, and it's not endorsed by the EU yet. Why? Shouldn't we support, at least in some way, developments of commercial-scale renewable fuel refineries within our European common market? Don't we have a massive problem with effective recycling of petroleum-based waste on our green continent? Apparently, we do. Your political decision to recognize fuel from waste as equal to biofuel would be crucial to creating commercial demand for difficult and unwanted waste in all our countries. I sincerely hope that you would share my optimism. Let's allow fuel from waste to compete with biofuel to meet the 10% EU-wide target of energy in the transport sector to derive from renewable sources. Now, this would be a critical milestone for the development of the renewable fuel industry in Europe, wouldn't it be?